Okay, let's just get right to it. There could be a serious fire hazard sitting in your garage right now. And I'm not talking about some old rags or a leaky lawnmower, I'm talking about your car. We're diving into these official park outside recalls, which is basically when the government's top safety agency, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, is literally telling you your car is too dangerous to park anywhere near your house.
And look, if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm not. This quote right here, this is a direct, absolutely chilling warning from NHTSA. They are not messing around, they're not mincing words, they're telling you straight up, your car could burn your house down. And the scariest part? It can happen while it's just sitting there, completely turned off.
And this isn't some tiny niche problem affecting a handful of obscure cars. No way. Get this. We're talking about 2.3 million vehicles in the US right now under a park outside recall. Just let that number sink in for a second. The scale of this is, well, it's just massive. So what in the world is going on here? Well, this is a totally different kind of danger. It's hidden. It's not like your engine is going to overheat on the highway. No, this is much weirder. We're talking about fires that can just start on their own, hours after you've parked, locked up, and gone inside for the night.
And right now you might be thinking, phew, I don't have an EV, so I'm good. Well, hold on a second. This is the critical part. The risk isn't just one type of car. It's all over the map. We're seeing it in cutting-edge electric vehicles, for sure, but also in super popular hybrids and even just regular old gas-powered cars. Literally, no one is off the hook here.
Okay, to really wrap our heads around how this can even happen, we need to get into the details. We're going to break down 3 really different case studies. Think of them as 3 different crises, each showing a unique way that a car can turn into a fire risk, from super advanced tech gone wrong to a failure in a surprisingly simple part.
First up, let's talk about the new tech crisis. This one is all about the Chevrolet Bolt EV. You probably heard about this one. It was a huge deal, one of the most talked about and, frankly, expensive recalls we've seen in a long, long time. And it really pulls back the curtain on the kinds of risks that can pop up when technology moves super fast.
So just how big was this? Well, the scale is just mind-blowing. GM didn't just recall some Bolts, they recalled every single one they built over 5 years. That's 142,000 cars. And the cost to fix it all? A staggering $1.8 billion, with a B. Absolutely wild. So what was the culprit? What actually went wrong? Well, investigators eventually tracked it down to a tiny, microscopic defect deep inside the battery cells, which were made by LG. Get this, it wasn't just one flaw. It was 2 incredibly rare manufacturing mistakes, a torn anode tab, and a folded separator that had to happen in the very same battery cell. It's like the worst kind of lottery, creating a short circuit that could just erupt into flames.
And think about what this meant for the people who owned these cars. This wasn't just some small inconvenience. It completely upended their lives. Imagine being told you have to park your car 50 feet away from your own house. You can't charge it overnight. You have to limit your battery, which means you can't drive as far. And to top it all off, some parking garages just flat out ban them. It was a total nightmare.
But wait, it gets even crazier. Here's the truly terrifying part. NHTSA actually confirmed that some of these cars caught fire even after they had been taken in for the recall repair. That means the first fix didn't work. It just goes to show you how incredibly tricky and unpredictable these battery problems really are.
Okay, so that's the high-tech side of things. But now let's shift gears, because our next case proves this is not just an EV problem. This crisis involves millions of regular gas-powered cars from Kia and Hyundai, and the cause was a surprisingly simple, everyday component.
This right here, this timeline, shows what can only be described as a massive failure in quality control. For 8 solid months, 8 months, the factory was just churning out cars with these faulty electric oil pumps. These things could overheat and literally start a fire. So you had these ticking time bombs just rolling off the assembly line, day after day, for almost a year before anyone caught it.
And for our last case, we have what I'm calling the recall that won't end. This one's all about the Jeep Wrangler 4xe. And folks, this vehicle is a genuine perfect storm. It's a textbook example of how multiple completely separate problems can hit the very same car, creating an absolute nightmare for the people who own them.
Just look at this. It's almost unbelievable. This one vehicle has 2 totally separate fire risks. So on one side, you've got bad battery cells from Samsung that can catch fire, and the software fixes they tried, well, they didn't work. Then, on the other side, the gas engine can catch fire because, and you're not going to believe this, sand and debris got left inside the engine when it was built. Can you imagine? Some owners are dealing with 2 different park outside warnings for the very same Jeep.
Okay, I know this is all pretty alarming stuff. So let's get to the most important part. What can you actually do about it? How do you protect yourself? Let's walk through a super simple 4-step action plan right now. All right, here is your immediate safety checklist. Step 1, go find your VIN. That's the 17-digit number on your dashboard or your car's registration. Step 2, take that VIN and go to the official government website, nhtsa.gov/recalls. Type it in. It's super easy, and it will tell you instantly if your car has any open recalls. Step 3, if it does, you have to follow every single warning they give you. If it says park outside, you park outside. And finally, step 4, call your dealer and schedule that repair. Don't put it off. Do it today.
And here's something really important I want to make sure everyone understands. A safety recall like this isn't just a suggestion. It's issued when there's a serious safety risk. And by federal law, the car company has to fix it for you, for free. I'm going to say that again, for free. It doesn't matter if your car is old, if you're the second owner. None of that matters. This essential, life-saving repair will not cost you 1 single penny.
So, the big question is, why? Why is this happening so much? To answer that, we need to kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because this whole crisis really shines a light on some deep, systemic problems in the auto industry today.
It really boils down to 3 main things. First, you've got these unbelievably complex global supply chains. A single company, like LG or Samsung, makes one bad part, and it can end up in millions of cars across a dozen different brands. Second, we're obviously seeing some major lapses in quality control. I mean, an 8-month window of bad parts? That's huge. And finally, there's the frantic race to innovate. Everyone's rushing to push out the newest, coolest tech, especially with EVs, and sometimes it seems like safety gets left in the dust. And all of this really leads to one final big question for all of us. Our cars are becoming these incredible rolling supercomputers. They're packed with advanced batteries and software. But as our cars get smarter and smarter, are they also getting more dangerous? Are we trading safety for the latest and greatest innovation? It's definitely something to think about.